Hey family, it is me, Klarissica, here on Klarissica Says, where Klarissica Says on that top film. We're back with another video. Y'all, oh my gosh. I have been waiting to do this video because I wasn't quite sure all the details and I didn't want to say the wrong thing prematurely, but baby, the other day, I believe on the 26th or the 25th. Today is the 28th. The 26th, baby, Tuesday, the other day, there was a boat collapse in Baltimore. Okay? A boat collapsed, a vessel, not even a boat, because a boat makes it seem like it's a small little boat. A big old boat crashed into the Key Bridge in Baltimore at 1:30 a.m., y'all. And baby, I have comments, I have questions, and I have things I want to talk to you guys about. But first, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm here to give you guys the details. We're going to go ahead and do a quick screen recording of an article telling you more specific details of what's going on. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this captain that was actually driving the ship, because I got something to say, because people have been going really crazy on the internet, and so I want to talk about that. But before we do that, let's get some real details on what really happened. Let's go. Okay, so this article is from CNN.com. It is on CNN US. It is titled, "What We Know About the Baltimore Bridge Collapse" by Holly Yan and Yahya Abu Ghazala. Okay, it's about a 10-minute read. I'm going to try to do it less. It was updated this morning at 9:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today is March 28, 2024, which is a Thursday, okay? A massive cargo ship plowed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge early Tuesday, causing the 1.6-mile structure to crumble like a pile of toothpicks, plunging cars and people into the frigid water below. Oh my gosh. 6 construction workers filling potholes were on the bridge that vanished. The bodies of 2 were recovered on Wednesday after they were found trapped in a red pickup in the Patapsco River, Maryland State Police has said. But search and recovery efforts for the 4 remaining workers, who are presumed to be dead, have been paused as crews grappled with dangerous debris, treacherous conditions in the water, and the presence of hazardous material aboard the ship. Why did the bridge collapse? Why did the bridge collapse? Shortly before 1:30 a.m. Tuesday, a Singaporean flagged container vessel called Dali struck one of the 47-year-old's bridged pillars, officials said. The ship is about 980 feet long, almost the length of 3 football fields. At the time of the crash, the Dali weighed 95,000 gross tons, or 213 million pounds, and was chartered to carry cargo by Danish shipping giant Maersk. Okay, there were 21 crew members and 2 pilots on board the Dali cargo ship. National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Hamendi said Wednesday evening. Just minutes before hitting the bridge, there was a total blackout on the ship, meaning that the ship lost engine power and electrical power. It was a complete blackout, said Clay Diamond, Executive Director and General Counsel of the American Pilots Association. So they don't call them really captains, call them pilots, because that's a big old vessel. Yeah. The pilot then did everything that he could have done to slow the ship down and keep it from veering toward the bridge pillar, Diamond said. Moments before the disaster, video footage shows the lights on the vessel flickering off and on, likely due to an emergency generator activating after the initial blackout, Diamond said. But the ship engine never turned on again. Okay. Instead of crossing under the center of the bridge where the clearance was highest, the ship drifted to the right and crashed into the pillars. So, of, as a result of the momentary loss of power and the fact that it did not actually have an engine, it was unable to maintain the desired heading and collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The agency said in a statement, citing information from the ship's management company, Synergy Marine, the Key Bridge was fractured critically, fractured critical, and did not have any redundancy, Homendi said. What that means is if a member fails, that would likely cause a portion of the entire bridge to collapse, she said. These days, incorporating redundancies is the preferred method of building bridges, Homendi said. But the Key Bridge is one of the 17,468 fractured critical bridges in the U.S. out of 615,000 total bridges, she said, citing the Federal Highway Administration. The key bridge fracture critical inspection was made 2023, and the bridge was deemed to be satisfactory condition. Okay, who are the victims? The victims included 6 construction workers from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras who were filling potholes on a bridge used by 3,000 commuters every day. The bodies of 2 workers were recovered Wednesday morning. Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes, at a 35-year-old from Mexico, and Dorleon Ronelia, sorry, Dorleon Ronelia. One of the other, Castillo Cabrera, a 26-year-old from Guatemala, Maryland State Police said. Search efforts for the other 4 have paused because of what we just read, the debris and everything like that. Missing workers are presumed dead because it is virtually impossible to survive the frigid 50-foot deep water after several hours. Yeah, that is so sad. Okay, those that are presumed dead, including Miguel Luna, father of 3 from El Salvador who lived in Maryland for more than 19 years, a nonprofit that provides critical services to working class and immigrant families have went ahead and said that. CSA. Maynor Yasser Sazo Sandoval, 38, was from Honduras but had been a U.S. resident for the past 18 years. His brother had told CNN. And Suazo was married and had 2 children, an 18-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. 2 Guatemalan nationalists were also among the missing workers, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Guatemala said. And 2 of the missing victims were Mexican nationals, Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said. Okay. Rafael La Vega, chief of the consular section of Mexico Embassy in Washington, said that he was not surprised the victims were Latin American. It was a crew who was repairing parts of the potholes on the bridge, and they're the ones who are going to build the bridge again, the Latinos, he said. 2 other workers who were there on the bridge were rescued. Patapasco Rivers officials said. Of the 8 total people on the bridge, 7 were employees at Bronner Builders. Executive Vice President Jeffrey Pritzker said, or told CNN. Okay. How dangerous is the water? I don't even know to read it. The water is very, very dangerous. Okay, it's about 47 degrees. It's very, 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 and any exposure under 55 degrees can be deadly, especially more than 40 to 50 to even 30 to 60 minutes. And if there are people still able to be found, then yeah, it would have to been quickly. Here's an image of the bridge and how it looks with the vessel carrying all the cargo ships. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and screenshot that real quick. And yes, so like I said, it is very sad what ended up happening on this bridge and everything that went down. That cargo ship was carrying some forms of miscellaneous hazardous materials. It was a Class 9 hazardous materials, which now, you know, is within that part of the waters, because some of the stuff definitely has to have been damaged. Which are some of the hazardous materials that were affected were lithium ion batteries. If the ion batteries were punctured, then the lithium could get out and spill into the waters, which is a contamination, which then they have to go in and try to, potentially relieve or collect them hazardous materials and or clear out the area. What do we know from the data recorder? About 12:39 a.m., the ship left the Seagrid Marine Terminal. By 1:07 a.m., the ship had entered the Fort McHenry's Channel. By 1:24 a.m., numerous audible alarms were recorded on the ship's bridge audio. At the same time, the VDR stopped recording ship's system data, but was able to keep recording audio using a different power source. 1:26 a.m., the VDR resumed recording ship's system data. During this time, steering commands and orders regarding the rudder were captured online, or the rudder, sorry. 1:26 a.m., the ship's pilot made a general very high frequency call for tugboats in the vicinity to help the vessel. Around this time, the Pilots Association dispatcher contacted the Maryland Transportation Authority duty officer about the blackout. Around 1:27, the pilot ordered that the ship's port anchor be dropped and issued additional steering commands. Around 1:27, the pilot issued a radio call over the VHF radio, reported that the vessel had lost all power and was approaching the bridge. Around this time, the Transit Authority duty officer radioed two of his units, one of which side of the bridge that were already on the scene, ordered them to close the traffic on the bridge. All lanes were then shut down. Around 1:29, the ship's forward speed was recorded at just under 8 miles per hour. From the moment until 1:29, the VDR audio recorded sounds consistent with the crash of the bridge. MDTA dash cameras showed the bridge lights extinguishing, and at 1:29, the pilot radioed that U.S. Coast Guard to report the bridge was down. Was the accident intentional? There is no indication the ship's crash and the bridge collapse were intentional, state and federal officials said. The preliminary investigation points to an accident, which it was. Maryland Governor Westmore said Tuesday, "We haven't seen any credible evidence as a terrorist attack, but there are multiple reasons why the FBI responded." Because who knows? The first is because you have an event like this that calls for massive response of all local law enforcement, federal entities, whoever's in the area, because of mutual aid agreements, who will show up and contribute whatever resources they have. Okay. Second, because the FBI needs to confirm that it was not intentional. Okay, so we're going to be done with this. I'm going to go ahead and get back to the video.
Y'all, let me tell y'all. So this captain, he's from the Ukraine. A lot of people have been saying that this was a mini terror account that happened. I can't say some words on YouTube, but y'all know what I just said. Terror. Okay, issue that's basically because he's from Ukraine, he came over and this was a way for them to do an attack. I do not believe that at all. I really do believe this man really did all he could, because he did. First of all, y'all saw in the article the details of what happened, but the man had multiple issues with his power going out. It does take time for if he was to have dropped the anchor, for the anchor to be actually able to reach the bottom of the ocean, and then for it to snag to stop. It does take time for that. So even if he was to release the anchor, it wouldn't have been simultaneously for him to stop. So that's another thing. People kept saying, why didn't he put the anchor down? Because it was too late. Why didn't he stop the boat? Because it was too late. Why didn't he try to turn it to go where? That's a big old vessel. It takes time to turn that. Have you ever had a steering wheel that had no power steering? Yeah, imagine a boat that you're pulling against the current to turn. Baby, it's easier said than done, okay? And so with that being said, y'all, he couldn't, I don't think he had enough time to make any quick actions. However, he did CYA. He did cover his behind because he called multiple times to control to tell them he's having these issues. He called multiple times to let them know what was going on, and they never directed him to stop, stay, or whatever. And then the thing that gets me is that literally the power was going out. Personally, I feel like if I was in this situation, my power keeps coming out. I should know if I'm a proper captain that there's a bridge coming. But the thing about it was people forgetting the bridge lights were off because they were working on the bridge. So it wasn't like bright lights, like bright bridge lights, because the bridge wasn't technically functional. The bridge wasn't fully functional because people work on the bridge. So I don't know if it was lit, but I don't think it was as lit as it normally would be. So maybe that was the thing. But I know with the captain saying that his lights went off, he wasn't able to see the bridge. And by the time he saw the bridge, it was too late for him to stop the bridge. It's like one of those things where you see an accident happen, but you can't stop the accident. So you just like, well, here we go kind of vibes. I think that's what happened to him. Now, I have not seen anything that is saying that he's being persecuted. I don't see anything that says any consequences for what happened. And I feel like we need to see something, very much something, because it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like, do y'all feel like he should have some kind of consequence? What do y'all feel, what do y'all think should happen to the captain of the ship? Like, what do you think should be the outcome of all of this? Because honestly, I just feel like if I'm driving this big old vessel and I see my lights are going out, I'm not going to continue to drive it. No, sir. No, sir. That's like me having a car that keeps stopping and starting at the light. I'm not going to continue to drive it and then be out in the middle of nowhere, stuck like Chuck, without help and assistance. No. So I do feel like there should have been more of a reaction to the fact that your boat is giving you the sign that it's not working. Baby, it's time for you to stop and phone a friend the first few times the power went out. I was going to say, well, technically he did phone a friend. He did phone a friend, but maybe he couldn't just stop in the middle of the ocean. Y'all, I don't even know. What I do know is that people have lost their lives. People have lost their lives. There were 7 people that were technically at first unaccounted for. They found 2 bodies. They still are looking for another 5 bodies. And there were also cars. So the original video that I seen, which is why I was like, I don't want to speak prematurely, I didn't see any persons on the bridge. They didn't show any cars in that video. They didn't show any people in the video. And I personally didn't even think that the people that were working on the bridge got hurt. I know, I mean, the damage is immenseful, to be honest, but I just thought maybe they were able to get out of the way because they seen the boat coming, because they had lights. But if they're so focused on working, then would they be paying attention to a big old boat coming at the same time? And also, I think it was too late for him to sound a that make the noises. I think everything happened so quickly that it was no time for I should have did this, if shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't situations. I really think that's what happened. I don't know, y'all. I do want some of my family that's out there that, are going through all of this unforsaken and unforeseen situation. My condolences. I am so very sorry. I'm so sorry that these people did not think that they were going to go to work one day and come back and never come back. At this case, because there's some that were unaccounted for and some people that already did pass. And it makes me sad to know that some things you just really can't avoid. It gives me like Final Destination vibes. Like, genuinely, it gives me Final Destination vibes. Like, oh, wow. Y'all, when I tell y'all I'm very empathic, I am empathic. I feel for those people. I genuinely feel for those people. But when I also say that you need to live your life to the fullest, don't say you weren't warned. When I also say that no day is promised to anyone, when I also say that Love your family, love your loved ones, tell them you love them, show them that you care. It's real, because you never know. You could be walking up a building and the whole building collapse. You never know when these unforeseen situations happen, and your family is left with the pieces. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there was a big situation that happened down in Miami, that a building collapsed, and it was like, wow, hundreds of people, like, just, that's crazy. But in this case, not as many people passed, but the fact of the matter is, if there was something that could have been avoided, I feel like the captain should have done that something, and I do feel like he should be investigated to really make sure it's not like attacks, like it's not something that's like a hidden small little I'm just showing y'all right now what we about to do, something to more to come kind of vibes, which I don't think it is, but just in case, maybe I'd rather be safe than sorry. I also think that they should see if there was anything that he could have done at that point in time, because he did do his. I mean, I think he did do his due diligence. He kept calling. He kept trying to let people know he did try on that case. But was there anything he could have did to avoid the bridge? I don't know. And if there was, I want him to be held accountable for it. Like, that's all that I'm saying. But with that being said, let me know your comments down below. Let me know how you feel down below. Please, 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 please. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. We got more videos coming every single week, every single day. I am back at my normal schedule programming with these car chronicles. And yeah, anything that's trending, current events, beauty, health, wellness, whatever that you guys see when we talk about, whatever, send it my way. Klarissica Says on Instagram, Klarissica Says on Facebook, Klarissica Says on TikTok, Klarissica Says on Snapchat. Also, my email, Klarissica Says. You're more welcome to contact me and give me any content recommendations, or we could just chat. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys on my next video. I love you guys so very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. My condolences go out to the families. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay vigilant. Bye, guys.